Welcome to Flow Tao Salon. Today, we are going to tackle a term you hear absolutely everywhere, from boardrooms to news headlines: big data. It sounds huge, right? Maybe even a little intimidating. But what is it really? And why does it matter so much in our digital world? Let's dive in and demystify the whole thing.
So let's start with a number just to put things in perspective. 175 zettabytes. According to a study from IDC, that's how much data we're expected to generate globally by 2025. Now, a zettabyte, that's a trillion gigabytes. So get this. If you try to download 175 zettabytes on a normal high-speed internet connection, it would take you about 1.8 billion years. This is our new reality, a digital universe that's expanding at a truly unbelievable rate.
And that, right there, brings us to the main question. When you're facing this overwhelming flood of information, how do you even begin to navigate it, let alone find something useful? Well, the answer is the discipline we call big data. It's not just about handling tons of data. It's really about figuring out the strategies and the tools to find meaningful patterns inside all that chaos.
To really get a handle on big data, experts came up with this fantastic framework known as the 5 Vs. Originally it was just three: volume, velocity, and variety. But over time, two more were added that are just so crucial: veracity and value. This simple model is basically the key to decoding the challenges and, more importantly, the opportunities of this data age. The first V is the most obvious one, right? Volume. And we're not just talking about big spreadsheets here. We have soared past gigabytes to terabytes, then petabytes, exabytes, and now, yep, zettabytes. This is the characteristic that gives big data its name. The challenge isn't just finding a place to store all this stuff, but making sure it's accessible and ready to be processed. To make this real, just think about Netflix. It's serving millions of users, and it doesn't just store a list of what you've watched. No way. It stores data on every single click, every pause, every search, and every single scroll. This colossal volume of information is exactly what fuels its amazing recommendation algorithm, personalizing the experience for every single one of us. Okay, let's move on to our next V, velocity. See, big data isn't static. It's more like a constantly flowing river. And velocity refers to the incredible speed at which this data is generated, and, this is the key part, the speed at which it has to be processed to be useful. In so many cases, insights are only valuable if you get them in real time. A delay of just a few seconds can mean a totally missed opportunity. And we see this velocity in action all around us. Every single minute, millions of posts, comments, and photos are uploaded to social media. Financial firms are making split-second trading decisions based on data arriving at lightning speed. And hey, if you're wearing a smartwatch, it's creating a continuous stream of health data. Velocity demands systems that can actually keep up with the pace of life itself. So we have immense volume and incredible velocity. The third V, variety, adds a whole other layer of complexity. Big data isn't just one type of information, it's this huge mix of data from countless sources, coming in all sorts of shapes and sizes. Some of it is neat and tidy, and a whole lot of it, well, it's pretty messy. This variety kind of breaks down into two main categories. On one side, you've got structured data. That's the organized stuff that fits perfectly into rows and columns, like a customer database. But on the other side, a huge chunk of big data is unstructured. Like the text and emails, all those social media posts, photos, and videos. The real power comes when you can bring both of these worlds together. Okay, so we've got this massive, fast-moving, and diverse river of data. But what if that river is polluted? This brings us to the fourth V. Veracity. Veracity is all about the quality and the trustworthiness of your data. With information pouring in from so many different places, it's a huge challenge to make sure it's accurate, reliable, and not full of bias. Basically, can you actually trust what the data is telling you? And this is so important because bad data leads to bad decisions. I mean, think about it. A weather sensor could break down, a social media post could be sarcastic, or a data set could have a bunch of missing values. Veracity means putting processes in place to clean, validate, and verify the data. It's all about separating the signal from the noise so that the insights you get are built on a foundation of truth. This brings us to our fifth, and you could argue the most important V of all, value. You can have all the volume, velocity, variety, and veracity in the world, but if you can't turn it into something useful, it's just digital noise. The ultimate purpose of collecting and analyzing all this data is to pull out actionable insights that create real, tangible value. You hear that phrase all the time: data is the new oil.
A better analogy might be that data is the new capital. But just like financial capital sitting in a bank account, data is useless until you invest it. Its value is only unlocked when it's put to work, to streamline operations, to design innovative new products, or to create these deeply personalized customer experiences. This is the big payoff for navigating those other 4 V's.
So we've defined the 5 V's. Now let's look at the actual process that organizations use to take these massive data sets and turn them into decisions that can totally change a business.
It generally breaks down into these 4 key steps. First, you integrate. That means bringing together data from all those different sources. Second, you manage it, storing it in flexible, scalable systems, often called data lakes, which are just these vast pools of raw data. Third, you analyze it. This is where data scientists use powerful tools to hunt for patterns. And finally, the most critical step, you act. You take the insights you found and use them to make a real-world change.
And the impact is felt in literally every industry. In retail, it's about creating those hyper-personalized recommendations we've talked about. In healthcare, it's about analyzing patient data to predict disease risks and improve treatments. Financial services use it to spot fraud in milliseconds. And in manufacturing, sensors can predict when a machine is about to fail, preventing costly downtime. The applications are pretty much endless.
We've covered a lot of ground here, from zettabytes to the 5 V's and how they're used in the real world. So to wrap up this explainer, let's distill everything we've talked about down to the 3 most important discoveries, the key things you should really take away about big data. Our first key discovery is that the name big data is a little misleading. While volume is definitely the most visible feature, you could call it the tip of the iceberg, the real challenges are lurking just below the surface with velocity, variety, and veracity. And you have to navigate all of them to get to the ultimate goal, value. The second discovery is really a crucial shift in mindset. The goal is not to be a data hoarder. It's to be a data transformer. Piling up petabytes of information is totally worthless if you don't do anything with it. The true potential, the real magic of big data, is only unlocked in that final step of the process, turning raw information into insights that drive smarter actions and better outcomes.
And finally, our third and maybe most profound discovery, big data isn't just some abstract concept for tech companies. It is a fundamental force that is actively reshaping our world. It's working in the background, personalizing the shows we watch, optimizing how our cities run, and paving the way for breakthroughs in science and medicine. It's already here, and its impact is only going to get bigger.
And that's our look at big data. We've seen it's so much more than just size. It's a fundamental force of transformation. Flow Tau Salon, prosperous year of the horse.